Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about subquery in Oracle SQL. So what is a subquery? So a subquery is a query within another query. So the outer query is called the main query and the inner query is called the subquery. So let's take an example to understand this. So suppose we want to fetch the employee information for some particular department. Then we can simply write select star from employee where department id equal to 10. But if we don't know the department id, we know only the department name. So then we have to first fetch the department id based on the department name, and then we can use that department id to find out the employee. So for that, this is the query. This is a subquery where we are fetching the department id from department table where department name equal to id. So we are passing the department name to fetch the department id, and that department id you are passing to the outer query to fetch the employee. So if we run the query, we can see that we are getting all the employees for the it department. So here the inner query that we are using, that is called subquery, and the outer query that is used to fetch the employee, that is the main query. Subquery can be two types. So either it can be non-correlated or correlated subquery. In case of non-correlated subquery, the inner query is executed first, then the outer query is executed. That means the result of the inner query is used as input for the outer query. So the example that we just discussed, that is basically non-correlated subqueries. Why? Because you can see we are fetching the department id from the department table using the department name. So this is the inner query which is executing first, then it is passing the department id to the outer query, and using that the employee records is being fetched. So the inner query result is passing to the outer query. So this is one example of non-correlated subquery. So let's take one more example of non-correlated subquery. So for that, we have one requirement, that is we have to find out the employee whose salary is greater than the average salary of the each department. So to find out the query for this requirement, I will first write the inner query of getting the average salary of each department. So this is my inner query. So we are fetching the average salary from employee table group by department. So if I run only the inner query, then I'll get the average salary for two department. We have only two department and we are getting the average salary. And so we'll get the all the employees whose salary is greater than of this average salary. Okay, so if we run this query, so we are getting two employees, and if you observe, the first employee salary is 50,000, which is greater than of this average salary, and the second employee salary is 25,000, which is not greater than 30,000, but it's greater than 25,000. Why I am getting this record? Because I am using any operator. Any operator means if the salary is greater than any of the average salary, then we will get the records. That is why we are getting this records 25,000. But instead of any operator, we can also use all operator here. If we use all operator, then the condition will be like this: we'll get the employees whose salary must be greater than all this average salary. So for all condition, we'll get only the first record. So let's run this. So see, we are getting only the record having salary 50,000. Now we'll discuss about correlated subqueries. So in correlated subqueries, the outer query is executed first instead of the inner query, and the inner query is executed for each row written by the outer query. To understand this, we'll use one example. So we have one requirement where we have to find out the employees whose salary is greater than the average salary of its own department. So to find the solution, uh, we'll write the query in such a way that will pass the department ID from the outer query to the inner query for each records of the employee, and will calculate the average salary for the department ID for each record, and then we'll uh, see that the employee salary is greater than this average salary or not. If it is greater than the average salary, then we'll fetch the record. So let's run this query. So we'll see these are the two employees whose salary is greater than the average salary in its own department. So here we can see the outer query is executed first, and we are passing some records from the outer query to inner query, and based on that the inner query is being executed for each row written by the outer query. So this is about correlated subqueries.